I am Philip J. Berg. I'm an attorney, former Deputy Attorney General of Pennsylvania. I've been a lifelong Democrat, 31 years as a committee person. I was chairman of the Democratic Party in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, a member of Democratic State Committee for 8 years, a candidate on the Democratic ticket throughout Pennsylvania for the office of Governor and United States Senate. I've been practicing law for 37 years. I'm licensed to practice throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, including the Supreme Court, and also the federal court system, which is the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, and licensed to practice before the United States Supreme Court. The most important document we have in this country is the United States Constitution. The United States Constitution provides a provision for a candidate running for president that the person must be 35 years of age, live in this country for 14 years, and also be a natural-born citizen. Barack Obama is not a natural-born citizen and therefore not qualified to be a candidate or to be elected president of the United States. As a lifelong Democrat, I'm really dismayed that Obama will not produce records to prove me wrong.
And what that reminded me of was our trip to Africa 2 years ago, and the level of excitement that we felt in that country, the hope that people saw just in the sheer presence of somebody like Barack Obama, of Kenya, Barack Obama, of Kenya, Barack Obama, of Kenya, Barack Obama, of Kenya.
When we took our trip to Africa and visited his home country in Kenya, when we took our trip to Africa and visited his home country in Kenya.
His paternal grandmother, who still lives in Kenya, is going around telling everyone that my grandson is going to become president of the United States, and she's so proud because she was in the delivery room in Kenya with Barack Obama's brother and sister, I guess half brother and half sister, when he was born in 1961.
This is some of the actual evidence that was submitted to the Supreme Court.
Brother Tom, this is Brother McRae. I'm doing very well. You said you were there with Barack Obama's grandmother. Well, good. Is it possible for you to put her on a speakerphone and translate for me? Okay. Was she present when he was born in Kenya?
Okay. The candidate's close family members are not watching in New England or in Texas, but from here in the west of Kenya. Saeed Obama is the presidential hopeful's uncle. He's been watching his famous nephew's progress from the town of Kisumu. Another Obama still living in the village is Barack's grandmother, known as Mama Sarah. Senator Obama has been back only a few times. Even so, there's a strong attachment between the two of them.
Barack en nyati dalani. Barack en nyati dalani. Barack en nyati dalani. Kata muso penjonge mana kata meno kono. Owacho na dani adhi, tadhi yo timo dwaro kome duong. Ong'isa.
Best thing is that he is a Kenyan and he came back home. No matter how rich he is, no matter the state he's in, came back home to see us.
Even the neighbors are more or less related to the Senator Barack Obama.
And I know
Mwaso Kenyans will be so uplifted because he's originally from Kenya.
According to an article in the Kenyan Daily National newspaper in July of 2010, the Kenyan government was planning to build a cultural center at Kogelo. The Daily Nation, which published an artist's sketch of the proposed Kogelo Cultural Center, referred to it as Obama's ancestral home. But a Kenyan National Security Service memo, released in PDF format, clearly states that the building of this center was to, quote, honor the birthplace of President Obama and rededicate the tomb of Barack Obama Sr., the president's late father. This is a 2010 Kenyan National Security Service memo, a pretty authoritative source. In March of 2010, Kenyan Parliament member James Orengo is documented to have asked Kenya's Parliament publicly, quote, how could a young man born here in Kenya, who is not even a Native American, become the President of America? On the day after Obama's election, Parliament member Bonai Kwalwali asked fellow members, quote, could we allow a motion for adjournment so that we could also continue the celebrations of having a Kenyan ruling the United States of America? In addition, National Public Radio, NPR, prior to his election as president, reported Barack Obama's birthplace as Kenya. Another reference was made in 2008 in the Nigerian Observer. Under a Washington Dateline, the author of the article wrote, Americans will today go to the polls to elect their next president with Democratic Party candidate Senator Barack Obama largely favored to win. The Kenyan-born senator will, however, face a stiff competition from his Republican counterpart. An African travel magazine reported, quote, as Kenyan-born U.S. Senator Barack Obama jets into Kenya today as part of his African tour, etc., etc. That article is still carried online. Also, an African news site and an MSNBC broadcaster referred openly to President Obama's birthplace as being in Kenya.
In Ghana, anticipation of the Obama's visit has gripped the West African nation for weeks. Our own Mara Schiavo-Campo is in the capital city of Accra with a look at how the locals are celebrating President Obama's arrival. Mara, good evening.
For these vendors selling souvenirs, it makes no difference that President Obama's family is from an entirely different country.
Barack Obama is Kenyan, but Ghanaians are still proud of him.
Yeah, because you're African and you're proud of him.
The anticipation isn't just
I am so proud to come back home and to see all these